Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Time for a quick market update. We'll be talking a little bit about Bitcoin as well as XRP, including perspective from an XRP chart analyst who says that XRP is now breaking multi-year resistance. And as I've been saying quite a bit in recent videos, over the last couple weeks in particular, this is the moment in time where if XRP is going to run, it's going to run. Doesn't mean literally today or tomorrow or next week necessarily, but in terms of where we're at in the chart formations, I keep seeing from all sorts of analysts, every analyst under the sun, this is it. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen now. Roughly speaking, of course. It's an exciting time to be in crypto. And Bitcoin's looking pretty strong, at least at the moment, so we'll talk about that first. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I'm recording this, it is, let's see, 3:16 a.m. Central Time, Monday, March 25th, 2024, so early in the AM hours here where I live, in the good old Midwest in the United States. XRP is just a hair over 63 cents, Bitcoin $67,122, market cap for the asset class 2.57 trillion, and the crypto fear and greed index 75 out of 100. So we're in greed. We're not back to extreme greed yet, but y'all out there feeling like some greedy sons of bitches. Take a look at this post from chart analyst Jelly. This was shared in the afternoon, so about 14 hours ago on Sunday. And he said the following. And this is a weekly close. This is relevant here. Sign of strength is what we ultimately got here, but there are all sorts of analysts kind of looking at this, some on pins and needles, it would seem. And so Jelly wrote the following before we knew it would happen. He said, so long as the weekly looks like this, and at the time, it was, Bitcoin over $65,000. I see no reason to be worried. Expecting new highs soon, send it to $100,000. Happy to see the bullishness, of course, because as soon as Bitcoin gets moving to the upside, you know what follows. It's the rest of the damn asset class, including XRP. Here is chart analyst Matthew Highland at 7:02 p.m. Central Time, 2 minutes after the weekly close here, which he had been watching like a hawk on his page on X. He said, Bitcoin bulls successfully defend the weekly close. And he talked about this ad nauseum in other posts recently about the degree to which this is incredibly bullish should this occur, and we did indeed get it. I mean, you're talking about holding, I mean, at this level, think about how much Bitcoin has been running up this year. It ran up like what, like $20,000 in the month of February, if my memory is working properly. Like, we've had some quick movements, and so for all of that to happen, and we still don't have mass numbers of people in retail FOMOing into this. I mean, there's been some. I'm not saying there's none, but to not have the blow off top mentality at these price levels, my God, harbinger of good things, I certainly hope. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto early on Sunday morning. He said, so this is, of course, before we had the weekly close here, but he said, if we do get the upside I'm looking for in the coming days, it doesn't mean we are all clear. The move up thus far is not impulsive, so we could see something like below, which would be ideal. For now, let's see if we can get to the range highs and take it from there. Okay, so for those of you not looking on the screen, I'll describe what he's showing in the chart he wrote below, which I just made blown up on the screen here. But he's talking about Bitcoin doing something like a move up to, maybe a little over $70,000, it looks like. Potentially going back into the $50,000, maybe mid $50,000 range. So additional consolidation, moving a bit up and down for a while before finally blasting to the upside. And so I think the reason that he's citing that as an ideal scenario, not that we'll necessarily get it. In fact, I'll tell you this. Recently in a video, he said he doesn't think it's probable that we're going to be getting to that level in the low to mid 50,000s. He literally said that very recently in a video. I think he's just saying it. This is my suspicion because, that type of retest, holding that level, that in conjunction with a little bit further consolidation, my suspicion is that's why he's saying it would be ideal. But either way, he said in a separate post, I just didn't pull it up because it's not necessary for this video, and for the sake of time, I didn't pull it up. But he says, even if you get some sort of pullback along those lines, it does nothing to change the higher time frame action that he's expecting, which is to say, what's going to unfold for the duration of the cycle. Even if you do get that type of dip into the 50,000s, low to mid 50,000s, doesn't change a thing from his perspective in terms of whether or not we have Bitcoin above $100,000, XRP hitting close to $20, which is what he's calling for, $10 to $20 range for XRP, topping off somewhere around there, and just complete and utter altcoin mania. Here's a post that was really cool. This is from attorney Bill Morgan, and he was at the Wave of Innovation XRP Gold Coast Conference in Australia, and the blockchain backer attended and gave a presentation, and this is a picture of a slide from that presentation. That's what's on your screen right now. And here's what Attorney Morgan had to say about this portion of the blockchain backer's presentation. I was really struck by this graph and the excellent keynote speech of the blockchain backer at the Wave of Innovation XRP Gold Coast Conference, showing XRP down 50% over a several month period in 2017, while Bitcoin was rising before XRP had a huge impulse to the upside. And yeah, it's neat to see it. And see it depicted like that. This is, I mean, I've been talking about this topic a lot lately, and it's not just me. All sorts of people in the XRP community have been taking note of this. That's why it's so interesting to see the, kind of the people. I just assume that they're not, informing themselves of what's going on, but you can see some holders in the community panicking. Other coins are taking off. What's wrong with XRP? This or that. And are they just not aware of this information? I'm guessing they're not. Or if they are aware of the information, they're just so bent, personality-wise, that their temperament is just so extremely emotional that they can't help it. And even if they have the knowledge, it doesn't matter because right now it's painful because price is down. Maybe that's it. Some people are wired like that. But none of it matters in the end, I don't think. I mean, you can see, even if you talk about XRP, when it had its first major impulse in 2017 from half a penny to in April 2017 getting up to around 42 cents or so, I mean, it went down to, 20 cents and below. I mean, my recollection is that XRP for about half a year after that, it went down, and then it was moving sideways. So it was plus or minus 20 cents for most of that time, like right around there. And so over half below that. And then if you look at in terms of what it was worth in Bitcoin, my God, utter devastation. But look what happens ultimately. Look at how it just rockets up. You guys know the story. That's the moment we're in right now. That's why this is so exciting. And my suspicion, even though I wasn't at this conference in Australia, my suspicion is that, the point of bringing this up is that this is strikingly similar to where we are at right now. XRP not looking so hot against Bitcoin until recently. Actually, I'm going to show you that. Do I have that? Maybe yeah, you know what? I'll just pull it up now. Take a look at this. So where I'm circling right now, this is basically around March 11th. This is just a trading view. This is an XRP BTC chart. And this is the point where many analysts that I follow, and I talked about it at the time, said, hey, just so you guys know, XRP is broken out of a specific trend line, and it was drawn slightly different depending on which analyst you're talking about, but they all said, this is pretty much the moment. If XRP is going to start to outperform Bitcoin, like historically, this is where it happens. And at that point, it did. Big move up. But then it started going back down, and then people were bitching up a storm again. But then it went up, and then it went back down a bit, and then up and down. But what you'll notice is that even though it went down multiple times, dating back roughly the last 2 weeks after it had that first big burst, these are higher lows, at least. And look, there's no guarantee, but we're seeing higher lows on the XRP BTC chart. It looks like we're putting in the third one right now. What do you think happened? So if the analysts are correct and we don't get some sort of weird black swan event, no sort of weird occurrence happens, what do you think happens? Well, if history repeats, we could just keep seeing more of this until one day you wake up and it's just like, psh, moonshot. That is what has happened. It happened last cycle, and it happened the cycle before that. It just went. And that is what we're seeing. So not only did the analysts say, hey, this is the moment, like literally right here, and a bunch of them were screaming it, saying the same thing. Is it coincidence that a bunch of them were saying that at basically the same point in time? And then that is what we've seen the last couple of weeks, is improvement on the XRP BTC chart. So again, I acknowledge nothing's guaranteed. We're talking about in terms of probabilities and, the past kind of rhyming with itself, if not outright repeating. But it's looking pretty damn good. You got to admit that, right? I would say so. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender, XRP Price Chart. And he said, despite the negativity, XRP is closing its 3 monthly candle in March by breaking the multi-year resistance. There is 1 week left to close the last candle. And so you can see he circled where we're at basically right now, so fine. 1 more week, but my God, that would be absolutely incredibly bullish if that happens. And so he cites his first target, if this should occur anyway. First target for XRP, $1.88. And then he has a target range above that of $5.85 to, looks like $18.22. Those price levels, although they seem impossible before we start to see the impulses to the upside, that's how people perceive them frequently, they're not impossible. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with XRP price action, but that is totally plausible. These are not crazy price targets. If we're going to have a full-blown alt season and way more money flows into the space, XRP is going to be a part of it. It'd be crazy to think that this is impossible, even though nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. It's totally within the realm of possibilities that that could happen. Absolutely. Here's a post from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto. This is an XRP BTC chart. And he said, XRP BTC official bull run announcement. The official bull run announcement is in progress. XRP is currently mirroring its 2017 cycle, entering the final phase before the official bull run announcement. Insight. XRP BTC could potentially dip as low as 0.0000773 before the bull run begins. And you know what? If we do see a dip, so be it. But it is fascinating that right at the moment people are saying, hey guys, they're like waving their hands up, pay attention to us. We're all saying here, we're a bunch of analysts, we're all saying it should be going up from here based on historic precedent and the trend line that we're looking at. And then it does for 2 weeks straight. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it persists. If we get a dip, okay. Either way, because, and I'll just be clear here too, if something happens that just makes the entire market tank, then okay, it's probably going to be led by Bitcoin. Now, in the case of the XRP BTC pair, even if you have a Bitcoin leading the way down like market-wide, XRP can still pick up steam even if it's losing value in terms of losing value against the dollar. It just means that XRP would be losing less value than Bitcoin for that particular period in time, which has certainly happened in the past. So fingers crossed here, but we're that much closer. I'm hanging there with you, folks. I'm just as eager to see how this unfolds as you guys are. We're gonna find out together when this happens and just to what degree it, melts faces. But we've never been closer than we are right now. We are so close. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.